All right, welcome everyone. This is Mike Tunez with Firelock Games here with Hector Penton, and we are gonna give you a quick demonstration of Brigands of Arja. So we've got our game all set up here. We've gone through the whole setup process, which is gonna involve first we're gonna alternate placing all these objective tokens. We put some nice bright red ones so you guys can see them clearly. These are face down. When we get near them, we're gonna flip them over to try and discover what they are. Now, the objective of the game is going to be to collect as much gold and knock out as many opponents as possible. And if there's a monster, that always adds a little extra where we can get some victory points for defeating that. Hector has a barbarian warband led by a warlord leader. So everybody's warband has a designated leader, and that leader is going to be able to pick up a unique trait that's going to give it some special attributes or abilities. In the case of the warlord, it's the most straightforward. The warlord just gives you additional points to build up your character. And speaking of characters, we'll get into that. So I'll show you here, if you don't mind passing me your warlord there, Hector. So you can see here that she's got, actually this is a bad example. Let's change it. Let's do a different one. We'll do this one. This is a just straightforward guy. Any regular character. So this is a character card here, Ray, if you want to hold that up there. You'll see that, so they've got a name, and then they've got various stats for initiative, agility, resolve, fight, shoot, and then they've got some equipment. In the case of spellcasters, equipment can be replaced by spells. So the all those stats typically is how much dice they're going to roll for those different things, and characters are all customizable. So you choose what those stats are, and every point of stat that you add increases their point value by 1. So Erebus that we just held up there, if you want to hold up again, right, you can see if you count up all his equipment plus his total stats, that's his point value. So it's all very straightforward. In the game, you start with 50 points to build your warband. You can play larger if you want, of course, but 50 points is a great starting point, especially to play through campaigns, which the game is designed to do. And you gotta show that real quick. This is our warband card. It's gonna talk about, it's got a turn tracker. We're going to be able to track our VP on there. If we're playing campaigns, we can track our wins, losses, and our gold. And it gives us a reminder of who our leader and their archetype. So we've set everything up, and we've drawn our cards for the objective, and we ended up getting 2 cards. So we have domination and limited visibility. So limited visibility is going to add +1 agility to anybody getting shot at for this scenario. And then domination is that once these tokens are revealed, if any of them are treasure, whoever's controlling the most treasure tokens, has the most characters within 2 inches of them, is going to get some extra victory points at the end. So it's just an extra win condition or victory point condition that's being added as a result of that. All right, so we're ready to jump into a turn. So the way this is going to work is the turn sequence starts with the start phase, in which you're going to gain 1 fortune point. So we've already marked it on our cards, but everybody starts with 3 fortune points, and at the beginning of every turn you gain 1. So we started with 3. This being the first turn, we're going to go up to 4. So that's the first thing we do, and then we're going to go ahead and now we're going to jump right into the activation phase. So in the activation phase, you're going to put all your character cards in your hand, and you're going to pick one and put it face down. So we'll put these here. Actually, do you want to go with that guy? Sure, why not? So then you're going to put them face down. So then we're going to flip them over, and whoever has the higher initiative will go first. So you've got the higher initiative. So Hector's going to be able to activate one of his characters, and when he's the character he chose, rather. Yeah, and then I'm going to go with mine, and then we're going to keep doing that and draw another card. Once this phase is done, we're going to go into an end phase, which pretty much is just going to do some cleanup. But we'll go ahead and let Hector jump right into it.
All right, so I'm going to go with Asaku. He has basically could do either 2 simple actions or 1 complex action.
Correct, yeah.
And so I am going to do a complex action of a run.
Yeah, and you cannot do the same action twice, so you could not
Right, so that'll be 6 inches. Yeah, a simple action of move is 4 inches. Complex action of run is 6 inches. But I just want to get up to here, And since I end my activation there and I'm within 2 inches of that potential objective,
We're gonna go ahead and flip it.
we're gonna flip it. And we get
So he gets the exclamation point marker, which means that there is nothing there aside from whatever we roll for on the event table. So we've got the event table here. So go ahead, and anytime those tokens are revealed, we're gonna roll a d10.
got a 2.
And you got a 2. So a 2 is no additional effect. Now some other things that could happen is a monster could appear. It could trigger a trap. You can have a cursed token. You can also find potions and different things. So there's all kinds of different things that could happen whenever we trigger this. So now he's done his 2 actions. Now, if he so chose, he could spend those fortune points we talked about in the beginning. He could spend one of those right now to take an additional simple action. He could also fatigue his character, and we'll get into fatigue in a minute, to do a simple action as well. But judging by the way that guy's equipped, I think he's probably going to pass it to
Right, because you can only do 1 action of every type. So you can't do a move twice. You can't do a run twice or a move and a run.
Exactly.
No matter how much fortune or...
But you could do a move and run, but you'd have to spend the fortune.
Right, the fortune.
Right. Okay, so now it's my go, and I'm going to go with Torben here. And he's going to go... Let's see. So he's going to go ahead and venture forth and reveal that token. All right, so he's going to end there. We're within 2, so we flip it. That is a treasure.
Of course.
So, so I will now, that will stay on the table, and I will now
Roll something terrible.
Well, I got a 1, so that's also nothing. We're going to re-roll that just to make something eventful happen. There you go, 5. So, just for the sake of this video. So this token ends up triggering a magical vortex. So we're going to flip this token back over. We know what it is already, but just to mark that its event is active. And it's going to go d5 plus 1 inches in a random direction. So it's going to go, d5. Yeah, d5 plus 1. So
In that direction.
that's going to go 5 inches, if I do my math right, this way. That's not bad for me at all.
It's not bad for me at all.
Well, it's not great. Because now what happens is, until that token is flipped over, which is, it'll happen at the next end phase, all my characters within 6 inches of that, which is everybody, counts as being in hazardous terrain. So that wasn't great. So now any movement Torben is going to make here going forward would be affected by that. And I think he's not going to do anything else. So at that point, this card is now done. So I'm going to leave this here to know that he's gone. And I'm going to go.
And the move that he made to trigger that objective does not count as a move for being in the vortex. You need to,
Correct.
Once the vortex is in place, then that's when you take into account movement.
That's right. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and activate the next character. So I'm going to go ahead and try to do something fancy. You ready?
Initiative 2.
Initiative 3. So I'm going to go first this time. So I'm activating my leader, who is Raiden, and he is a spellcaster. He is a sorcerer in particular. So every warband can have 1 spellcaster, but and if you choose to make your leader the spellcaster, he can be a sorcerer, which makes him a more effective spellcaster. He can cast multiple spells, where most other casters are going to cast 1 at a time. And we're going to go ahead and take advantage of that. So first thing we're going to do, before he moves, because that will trigger the vortex. So, it's actually going to trigger anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and move first. So he is going to just move forward right next to him. So hazardous terrain makes me take an agility test. His agility is 3. And this is a standard test. I'm not rolling against anybody, so I just need a 6 or better always. So I'm good. No negative effects from that. Now, I can't run while I'm in that bubble as well. It's another downside. So now, excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and cast a lightning spell. So I'm going to cast it on the guy here with the 2 axes, because that guy I know is going to be trouble.
I don't know what you're talking about.
A lightning spell uses my shoot stat. So my shoot is 3. And I get 1 free spell to cast because my leader is a sorcerer. So that's going to be my free spell. So I'm going to do shoot attack. So a shoot attack is I can shoot anybody that I can see. Now, anybody further than 6 inches away from me, which he definitely is, gets a bonus agility. So the way attacks are going to work is they're going to be a post test. So I'm going to roll my 3 shoot, and Hector is going to roll his 2 agility.
No, that's not 2. That's
Oh,
the
so
character I'm
different,
activating. The one that you are targeting has a 3 agility.
Okay, so it's going to be 3
it's
against
3 dice.
Right.
He gets 1 more because he's over 6 inches away from you, and
Correct.
he gets another one because of our special conditions.
That's true, because of, it's dark.
Yes, it's
So,
really dark.
long shot for me here, but now normally, that guy doesn't have a shield. If he had a shield, normally he can boost one of his dice up by 1. Now, what's your initiative on that guy?
The initiative on the target is a 2.
All right, so my initiative is a 3. Your initiative stat is going to give you a little boon to some of your other dice rolls. So now, because I have a higher initiative than him, my character is just quicker and more adept at this, I guess. So he's going to be able to boost one of these dice rolls by 1. So it's going to happen is we're both going to roll, and highest roll is going to take it of individual dice. So let's see. Wow, I did really well.
10.
So you have a 10,
a 9,
and a 6. I have a 10, a 9, and an 8.
Right.
So I don't have to boost. So I could boost this 9 up to a 10 because of my agility bonus. But it doesn't matter. I'm going to win either way. So now, at this point, Hector can choose whether or not he wants to spend fortune to re-roll any of these dice. I could do the same, but obviously I'm very happy with my roll, so I'm not going to do that.
So I am going to burn a fortune because it's way too early to get hit by lightning. So I'm going to burn.
I disagree. It's never too early.
I'm going to burn a fortune. I'll mark it there. And I'm going to keep my 10. The 9 doesn't matter because you've got 10 as the second number. So I'm going to re-roll these 4 dice with my fortune. And absolutely nothing better.
All right. So he's been hit by an attack. So now that he's been hit by an attack, he's got to take an injury test. So an injury test is just a standard test, so he needs a 6 or more on his resolve value. And what's the resolve of that guy?
The resolve is
2. So you need 2 dice, and he needs a 6 or better on either.
And he
fails. So now that character is dead unless he spends another fortune point.
So this is the most expensive character I have, costing me 2 fortune points to try to keep him alive. And so he succeeds. All right.
So that was a great. Now, because he didn't die, but he did fail. I mean, he did pass the test. He does still take a point of fatigue. So let's take a quick second and talk about fatigue. If you've played any of our other games, you're familiar with what fatigue does. It pretty much does the same thing here. 2 fatigue means you're going to lose 1 action whenever you activate. So you cannot do complex actions. You can only do 1 simple action. 3 fatigue, you're shaken. Shaken characters they're also losing that action, but they have a choice. It's a little bit different from other games. So when you activate shaken, you've got to take a resolve test to do normal actions. If you fail that test, you're going to run 6 inches toward the nearest board edge. So stop if you hit it, and then if you're already touching it, you'd run off. The exception to that is if you choose to rally as your action, which is an attempt to remove fatigue, then you can do that without having to do that test. Now, one other wrinkle on this is that for every point of fatigue you have, all of your standard tests are 1 harder. So, for example, if you're basically going to roll less on your die, or you can think about it as your target number goes up from a 6 to a 7 to an 8 to a 9, etc. All right, so that was his second action. That was a free action. I don't have to pay for that. So I do have the ability to go again. So I'm gonna activate. I'm gonna now use my commander ability. Every commander has the ability to give his actions away, simple actions only, to 1 character within 6 inches per action. So I'm gonna nominate this guy, and I am going to just go ahead and move again, right there. So I'm going to command him, and he's going to move there. And he's going to reveal that token.
Don't you have to roll for vortex first? You're within 6 inches since you started within 6 inches of the vortex.
Listen, you don't have to chastise him.
Oh yeah.
Right? So
I
have 2 agility here. 3 agility on that guy. That guy's great. So there we go. All good.
Yeah, he's good.
Vortex means nothing to me. All right. So that's done. So those are my 3 actions, or my 2 actions plus my bonus one. And we got to roll on the event that I just triggered. And I got a 7. So 7, that's good, is a token of luck. My warband immediately gains a fortune point. So I'm going to scratch that out, and I get an extra fortune point. Look at that.
Yeah, wonderful.
Lucky number 7. All right, so that goes away. We know that there's no treasure there, aside from the little token that I found.
Mhm.
All right, so that's it for me. I won initiative that time, so it's over to you.
Okay, so now it's this gentleman here, and he is. Well, you're
So
within
you've got a
range,
spear.
so he is going to do a charge action. Charge action is a complex.
Are you within? Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
have a spear. You're
Well,
within
yeah,
6,
exactly.
right?
So normally, when you charge or you want to go into melee, you have to get base to base. But a unit with a spear has the advantage of the spear is you could engage an enemy within 2 inches,
Correct,
or up
yeah.
to 2 inches away.
So you have a 2-inch range on your fight action.
Right. So I'm going to move 4 inches, or 4.5, or say, just to get within 2.
Definitely do.
All right, and just stay right there and be able to hopefully stab him and make him very uncomfortable.
Do your worst.
Ahmed has a fight of 2, and for charging, he
Yeah,
gets
extra.
1 more die.
Yep.
So it's
And
3.
Torben here has an agility of 3, so we're gonna go 3 to 3.
3 to 3. All
All right, here we
right.
go.
7 is my best. 8 is
my
yours. So I failed in my attack. Normally, when you're base, you have to move away an inch.
Correct.
But since my attack was already 2 inches away, I could just stay right there, and nothing else happens.
And that's that. Okay, so now we're on to our next card, and we'll go ahead and go with what these guys both have. So go with this guy.
Okay, going with this guy.
All right, so I've got initiative 2 to your
I have
4.
a 4. I'm activating my barbarian
Nithya.
leader, and what she is going to do is
I imagine she's gonna want to shoot somebody.
yes.
Am
yes.
I within 6 of you? Look at that.
Yeah, you are within 6, which is
I get no bonuses. That was not a good move.
Yeah.
Got a little overzealous. Thought I could get.
You were a little bit
I
overzealous.
did get a fortune point out of it.
You
though,
did, and you're going to have to use it to keep him alive, hopefully.
Maybe.
In fact, what I'm going to do with her is I'm going to shoot from there. She has a shoot of 4,
Ooh, pretty good.
which is pretty good. And
So you're gonna aim. You can shoot as a complex action, and then he can improve one of his dice by 1, which he could already do because he's double my initiative. So he is gonna get a bonus.
So I'm not going to bother with aiming because I only want to do a simple action, which is just a regular shoot, which is 4 dice, and then you have an agility of
3.
You have an agility of 3, but because it's dark, you get 1 more die.
Torben.
It's
Correct.
dark, so you get 1 more
Oh
die.
no, not within 6. I don't.
Oh, not within 6?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh, perfect then. Let's see.
7 is my best.
Oh, 9 is my best. So I actually succeeded there, and it's up
Okay.
to you if you want to burn that fortune that you just got to keep him from getting hit.
I don't. I'll just leave it as is. I feel confident that he will survive this hit.
I am
All right.
hopefully.
So he's got a resolve of 2, so I need a 6. I do, so I take a fatigue, and that's that. All right.
All right. And with my second action.
Well, you didn't name this, right?
Right, I didn't aim. With my second action, I'm going to give this character here, my double axe guy, and I'm just going to give him a regular move of 4 inches there.
Okay. All right,
And
so
then
those
that's it with
characters are spent, and we're going to go to
our last
our
character.
last character. Yep.
And what happens when you have uneven numbers?
So if you good question. So if I would have said this guy was dead or something, or I just had a smaller warband, if anytime I play a card, if as long for the amount of guys I'm down, I can just pass. I can bring that card back into my hand, and they can play again later after you've activated. So, but that's not the case here. We both have 4, so it's going to be even. So now I got initiative 1 to your initiative 2, so you're up first.
All right, and that is my double axe guy, and he's got double axe. He was already hit by lightning. He's not in a good mood, so he is going to use a complex action to charge.
Right. So now, so you're getting, what's your fight? Your fight is 3.
My base fight is 3.
So you're gonna have, this is gonna be a hell of a hit. So you got,
I hope so.
You've got 3 for your base. Now you've got 2 of the same weapon. Anytime you got double wielding axes or swords, you get a bonus die for that.
And then
I
charge.
you charge. That's another one.
And then
you get 1 more because you're being supported. So, because this spearman is within his melee range of me, or with other characters that didn't have a spear would be 1 inch instead of 2. But he's going to support you because he's not threatened by any of my guys. So now you get a whole bunch of extras.
6 dice, and 6 is the max number that you could roll.
Yeah, and Torben here is the guy in action, so we'll go ahead and Torben's seen a lot of action this game. So
what's his agility?
it's a 3.
All right.
So it's exactly half of yours. So I got a 7, a 6, and a 5.
I have an agility initiative of,
Yeah,
of
my
2.
initiative is also 2, so we're
okay,
wash
we're
on
even.
that.
So there's
Yeah.
there's one. So it's a 9, 6. 4,
I saw you
4.
trying to change that to a 10.
Yeah, I tried to
Nice
change it to
try.
a 3.
You already beat me
the
anyway.
10.
You're gonna add it.
I know, but I wanted to make it more devastating.
Right.
So it's a 9 to a 6.
Okay, so I'm gonna lose that one again. So now Torben is gonna
You're
take.
not going to burn fortune to try to reroll?
I don't think. I don't think I'm gonna come up on top on that one. So Torben has a resolve of 2, but he's now taking a fatigue. So instead of a 6, my target number is a 7. So let's see if he can survive. He does. Torben carries on, but I now take another fatigue. So he is threatened. Now I did lose the fight, so I am in base contact. You never stay in base contact, so I have to move an inch away since I lost. If Hector would have lost, he would have to move an inch away. Now, that's done, and that was a complex action for you, so unless you want to spend a fortune or fatigue to go again,
Yeah.
which, is he still in range? So you're still threatening me there.
Yeah, I am, but no, I'm not. I'm not.
Okay, so with my last character then, not much to do. I'm going to take my agility of 2 because I'm going to move through a vortex.
Do you move the character first and then roll the agility, or you do the agility test first?
Well, technically I move him first, but
Okay.
so let's go ahead and move forward there. And I think I skipped one of my activations, didn't I? But that's okay. So he fails. So
Then he has to do a resolve
now I got to
test.
do an injury test. So it's like if I got hit. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now.
And this is because the vortex
Yeah,
is...
and he's only got a resolve of 1.
Oh boy.
But he lives.
But he does live.
So, all right, where'd he go?
Uh,
Oh, he actually has a resolve of 2. I was looking
By the
at
way,
it.
shouldn't this be activated?
takes fatigue?
This right there?
It is, but remember, it's face down because it's a vortex right now.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
And because of that, I'm limited to the 4-inch move. So.
Yeah.
Now, not much I can really do other than that. So, that pretty much sums up a turn. So you've got to see a little bit of everything. Something we didn't cover is critical hits. Didn't come up. And monsters. We'll go over both those things real quick here. So, a critical hit happens anytime when you're doing an opposed test for an attack or a spell. If your highest roll is double your opponent's, you've got a critical hit. If it happens the other way around, if it's the defender who rolls double, then it's a critical failure on your opponent's side. And whenever that happens, the character with the lower dice score takes a fatigue right away. So if it would be with an attack and you take that fatigue, that takes effect right before your resolve test for the injury. So more likely to wound the character and remove him from the game. So the other thing would be monsters, right? So anytime you trigger a monster, so say when I flipped this, I would have triggered a monster, right? So what would happen is, or there's one still here, so we'll call this one the monster. So let's say that was a monster instead of the vortex. So I'd just basically draw a monster card randomly, and I got an orb weaver. So the orb weaver is going to come toward the nearest board edge, as close to that objective as possible, and then you're going to roll a dice for him. And what essentially happens is if you roll a 10, which I did, he'd get to charge. When he charges, he's going to get to reroll his dice. He's also going to, if he had any fatigue, he'd remove 1. Same thing if you roll a 1. If you roll a 1 or a 2, he'll remove all of his fatigue and still charge. So he's going to charge the nearest character that's closest to treasure. So he would charge that guy, and it would just be a regular attack. So if you want to look on the Orb Weaver's card here, he's got, all the monsters have some special abilities that make them especially annoying. and they typically have got pretty decent stats. The Orb Weaver's more about his abilities and his fighting stats. But once a monster's active, so whenever a monster activates in a turn, then it's just activated. But in future turns, the monster's card always stays face up, and if a monster ever wins initiative, it will activate immediately. Now the monsters will also react. So if you move within 6 inches of a monster, you'll roll a die, and on a 6 or higher, they're gonna attack you in some way. So they create a buffer zone as well that's difficult to get through. Some of the other things we didn't discuss is maybe all the fatigue use, all the fortune uses, excuse me. So one other thing, characters can react. So for example, but you have to have a higher initiative than your target. So if you're activating a character with an initiative of 2, and I have a character with an initiative of 3 that can see them, that character can spend a fortune point to take 1 simple action. So that's another option you have with your fortune points. There's a lot of opportunities to spend them. And if you can make it through 1 turn without blowing them all like I do typically do.
Well, I did
Usually
that.
they keep guys alive. You did this time. Normally Hector's not the one. He's normally hoarding them till the very last turn.
Yeah, but you're about you're flying lightning coming out of the darkness. You gotta try to do something.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Well, that's a brief explanation of Brigands. We plan on doing toward the end of the project a full battle report and show some more of the mechanics and different features. But I hope that answers all your questions. Please feel free to leave any questions you have in the comments below, and we will be sure to answer those. So thank you so much. Don't forget to check out the Kickstarter. Link is in the description below. And get in while you can, while it's discounted, and you're getting lots of free stuff. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.